As I press on the message, I pressed on it. I don't know what's going on here. Ute. Well, anywho, let's go ahead and get started. Tripping out a little bit because I don't know what's going on right here. Thought I'd give it a shot on my new phone. It's better than it was on the other one. So just in case like I'm not near a computer, everything will go smoothly. I think for the most part, we can say it'll go smoothly. Um, don't let me down. Haps, don't let me down. I got some work to do here today. For some of you know, I have this new radio show coming out called, well, first of all, y'all know who I am, right? Brandy J, Brandy, doesn't call me Joy. It's not whatever you want to call me. But today we're talking about social audio. I almost kind of want to take out this headphone set. Hear me. It's the first time I ever did one of these. I was so upset. They couldn't hear me the whole time. You hate that? I do. Anywho, social audio is doing its thing right now, okay? And for me to have a whole radio show called App Whore, uh, yeah, it must be. It must be because I get around a lot of apps. I go into each one. I can tell you all about them. So I'm just going to break some down at a time every time I do this segment here. So I'm just going to tell you briefly about the ones that we're going to go over today. If you find any use, you want to check them out. You know, I don't talk about anything that I don't really like. Every one of them I find some significance to, or that I'm still trying to figure out. You know, but even if it's not for me, it might be for you. First one is Angle. It's kind of got like a clubhouse feel, but more intimate. As far as the group, like you can host your rooms as many as you want out of the week. I'm scheduled every week. Some of them are like series, and some of them are like the same, not the same, but we kind of stick with the same in the same realm of topics, but have different ones. I like this community because the team over there is very interactive, very it's basically you can get in touch. They talk, you know what I mean? Like before, it wasn't like that when you can just reach out like that and talk to these are like the co-founders and stuff and put in your 2 cent. They ask for your feedback. They come and watch your shows. I mean, listen to your rooms, and it's more intimate, so you'll feel like you can be a part of a topic. You know, based over in the UK, I've actually made a few friends there that we talk to each other on the regular, support each other's clubhouses and all that stuff, and so in there every day, and it's like a second family. So I'm all about Team Angle. So yay for Angle. Check him out. They do a lot of purpose on something. Gosh, dear. But let me carry on because I just hope at least people can hear me. Because this is the case, we can go audio. I just don't want to waste my voice, my breath, and you know, service on over here on your stuff. And I'll be sending people over here. See, it's character. Nah, I'm kidding. You guys know I'm crazy. But if I have to get up off of here and go on my computer, be it. But I do have want to talk about some stuff on here about social audio, and Haps is doing what does to me. Are we done yet, Haps? Yeah, yeah. All right, let's carry on. I feel like I don't want to carry on. It's such a distraction. But I'm just gonna go ahead anyway and pray that I'm being heard. And if I'm not, somebody please tell me. Then put, can you hear me? Just screw the whole video at this point, but just as long as I can be heard. doesn't matter what. It's on the computer, on the iPad, on the phone. I must not have 5G. That's what it is. I'm pretty sure that might be what it is. Um, can you hear me? So if anybody can let me know, that'd be great. So I'm gonna carry on here. So that would be angles. Usually every day art exhibit. It's really nice from all over. Nigeria was like the latest one. It's really nice. Like I said, they're on their time UK time, so to go over there, see the rooms, sign up so you can it'll remind you the show's coming up, and you can also become a part of the community and host, or you can even I think connect from off the computer if you don't want to sign up, and you can go in and still listen to these different people speak. Go to like I said, so I have one on bullying, I have one on safe places. Some people talk about let's say art, a lot of business. It's a various amount of things, but a lovely community. Like I said, the team is great and very interactive and very cool, professional, and the art really nice. How they let people set, the screen and everything. Next one is Voice Her. I don't even know if I'm gonna get this. Voice Her is in Sweden. That's I'm a part of. What's over there? It's for women. The staff's the team is interactive, and you could now that they're in Sweden, so it's the whole time thing again. Like say for instance, if I go on at 9, if I schedule a room for 9, then that'll be 3 o'clock in afternoon or evening, mid evening, whatever you want to call it. So over there, I love it because it's kind of a place for women to be to rooms. Some people do meditation. Some people talk about you know, bringing your business together with it's so many things. Just imagine just being a woman and have a go that's just like a spa for the mind and the soul. I had one I was hosting is for people that are women or that want to speak of more speakers and listeners that aren't comfortable with speaking. To be very very shy growing up. I set up a whole like a lesson, not a lesson plan, but it was very mapped out just to give them the idea of what we would be doing, very lighthearted and fun. So a way to become comfortable with speaking in front of groups, but enjoying it at the same time, just like and stuff. So it's a really cool place. It's called Voice Her. That's on iOS only right now. Angles on iOS and Android. Let's move on. Quilt. Another, I wouldn't. I've seen men in there, but a lot of women, but men too. Uh, Once again, social audio rooms you can host or you can go listen. Go on schedule. Set time only on iOS. They're waiting um, for Android, and it's ones that I've called by invitation. Um, Beam, that's a collab app. I'm gonna come back about that more. So I put a squiggly line by it. That's a like a like what call it, quick cast, like micro podcast. Five, I asked by invitation. Somebody finally let me in, and I will put a swiggle on so I can tell you what happened in there. But it wasn't. But I was asked to when I schedule my next show to my next guest for my podcast. I'm actually going to record while we're live. Okay. Moxie. I don't know if you know about Moxie and put a swiggly line. Moxie is democracy. That's the it says Moxie Democracy. Now they're open. I don't know what's going on if Clubhouse is pulling from over there. I don't know. Before they were really more, but you can host. You can have forums. You can have a podcast. So I have a podcast strictly for the really the presentation stuff because that's where that's you know president that stuff that has to go on with the government and all that. Moxie would be the place if you want to use your voice, have a podcast, have a forum. You can go live. And I've been a while. I tell people it's fun, so I'm just like, well, good night. But to get a message out, and it seems like we always are, then that would be the place you want to direct it. But trust and believe, you're not gonna just let anybody come up in there and have a podcast because you just upload anything to it. You have to record your. It has you can record it and everything in there. It's a lovely app. Moxie Spoon. I'm just gonna throw that out there because I know everybody knows about Spoon. I did the other day. I just like to see every time they upgrade and how it's like how much more and stuff they have over there. I've always had a little thing for Spoon. For some reason, I don't know. And that's like the whole point, right? Hi, Warner Robbins. Tony D. So I'm taking it you can hear me, right? I don't know why I half listens to my video, no matter where I do it at. I think I just think they like picking on me. But if you can hear me, then that means somewhere. And thank you for saying hello. Um, I have to do this, but I really wanted to share this with you guys. Cappuccino's really cute podcast or micro podcast, and it's cute because you can do like some each day, and it's kind of like you're getting your cappuccinos like at a certain time. You got this little theme to it. You can have these different community groups that you like sign up for back to you right away. Yeah. So I'm just getting through this audio, the voice part. If you can hear me, and then I have somebody support in Haps because computer they do the same thing. I could be on anybody else's. Theirs is fine. It's dandy. No matter what I do, I get and I'm always bringing people over here, so I don't even know what's happening right now. Haps, I'm gonna need you to decide how this relationship is gonna go. Okay, we're gonna work together. Uh, so cappuccino, bullhorn. I think that is for podcasters. Like if you want to call it, you can have it to where they can call a number and listen to your podcast. But we'll go over that another time. I'm going to skip through Good Pods. I just hooked up with them through Twitter, put my podcast and some friends on there too. Good Pods, I love you. We're going to talk about this one. I'm not going to say that one. Uh, I'm going to save that one. I have to explain it more. Heckle. I don't know if you guys know anything about Heckle, but I have it. I guess they're kind of like some kind of buddies with Haps. So me and my friend, well, he went live, but I didn't go live, but I can't go live, and I might go later. I think they got they saw what you put. That's why. That's why. Tony, you see what's happening here? As soon as you put that, what happens? Okay. We see you, Haps. So you can get it together. I hope Haps you become stronger and you start treating me better, like I treat you. Kidding. All right. Thank you, Tony, for. But it did. As soon as you said something, that's when it cleared up. I tell you. You just can't make up stuff like this. So, Tony, I don't know if you heard of Heckle. I'm going to mess around again with it tonight. But I guess Heckle and Haps have some kind of doings with each other. So I don't have any complaints yet, but we'll see. I doubt I will because I love audio and all this stuff. But if you do, but it is by invitation. And Cappuccino is not, Spoon is not, Moxie is not. You just have to see if they'll allow you to have the podcast and stuff. But it is a subscription. It's not much at all. Um, and it's worth it if you're gonna use it. Fireside. I know you guys heard of that because I heard of that in Clubhouse. I'm taking Fireside from what I'm getting from it. It's like is it Indian India app in India. I haven't scheduled a room yet. I'm still like messing around with it because when I go in there, I end up in somebody else's and then I hop out because I'm like, I wasn't ready. But I don't know. I just like maybe it's not for me over there. I don't know. I think it's like a clubhouse for India. I could be wrong, but I just like going into. I'm an app whore, so it's what I do. You know, it's what I do. Live house. Somebody's got to get in there and get those kids together because they could be doing so much better. Or I just want them all to get out and then let me start fresh because it's got it's such a cool social audio. Every time I go through the feed, and then somebody's always trying to like get me to join. I'm not really big on having social media and stuff like that with kids like mixed together. I don't think, for the simple fact, all of the weird things that go on, children should have their own safe place, but with some type of moderating, especially if we want them to start using social media in a very more mature, positive manner. But Livehouse seems to be more for that. I've heard kids sound like way young on there, and I kind of just go through and I listen. Teacher, so and also I'm really concerned about the stuff that's going on with bullying and all that, and the fatal, children taking their lives. Bullying struck up since COVID, and there's been some fatalities. So if you didn't know, now you know, and please check your kids' devices and just make sure that they're not experiencing any bullying and that they're not delivering any, because that's the top one is cyberbullying, and so many of our youth have. We just gotta remove that option, that choice. That can never be a choice or option. So this is happening then somewhere along the line. Not even somewhere. We're failing. We're failing our youth. This is what's happening. So let's stay more vigilant because apparently they're not like just around here posting this stuff everywhere. You gotta kind of just know or just sit back and think about how this could be affecting different groups and types of people and mental health and all that stuff. Alcoholics, it hasn't been, people have struggled through this. So, um, Moxie, I said stereo. Stereo has added more features. You can collab. You have more options to go solo, play a little music. Always been a fan of stereo. I like it. Don't care what anybody else says. It's not one of those waste of time. They really are very creative and they hold these groups, and I love it. Clapper is the safe place from TikTok. Other TikTok survivors. Yeah, I said it. They are. No, they're not. Clapper is each his own. Clapper is a way different feel and vibe than TikTok, but you can do more because in TikTok you have to have so much following before you can go live. Over here, you can go live, radio show, and do videos, and really great community. You can monetize and so do groups. It's really cool, actually, and you don't really experience any type of trolling and stuff over there. That stuff can be monitored if applied. Remember that. So if you're somewhere where you're experiencing a lot of just disgust and just things that shouldn't happen when they have bylaws, then it's not right. And you should. It's kind of like being in a bad relationship. Like stick around, or you're gonna like get out of it. Uh, so yeah, I recommend Clapper. I wanted to touch on Spreaker and Anchor before I get off, and that's the two that I've used since I've started 2 years ago podcasting. I always like to give my shout out to Spreaker because I don't know, I don't think it goes like people don't give it its props because when you go on there, you see obviously. I mean, in most places you're gonna find Joe Rogan anyway, but he's on there. I mean, where is he not? Um, but with Spreaker, you can have several podcasts. It's like a website. So not just like a podcast with episodes, but I have like 6 different podcasts over there. It's under my my website is also called Just Can't Get Enough Podcast.club. So and that's the name of my Spreaker my podcasts all together, but they all have different names. It's like 5 or 6. So you can make so many until the storage is full, and then you pay to be an anchor broadcaster. It's not much. The highest I go up to is broadcaster 18.99, but it goes up depending on what you're trying to do. So Spreaker has more features. You can do so much with the RSS feed. Check it out if you didn't know. If you're someone that has a podcast and you want to get really creative, go over to Spreaker because you can have more than one podcast. Um, have a theme. You know what I mean? Like at first, I had like one for elderly people, like different area age groups, because I had an elderly fan base at a point when I was working with a fellow by the name of Richard Romaine. He's an author. So, and I have to figure out what happens to that, all of that, because all of a sudden my stuff just started disappearing. Um, so yeah, and then Anchor. Anchor has added WordPress blogging on there, and there's Spotify and all this and that. So I just thought I'd bring that up. And for Spotify, I know they always got some new stuff going on, but I know it's changed since they got that subscription thing going on with Anchor. But look, people didn't know that Spotify already had something going on where you can cast from within, and it's called Play It. I found it, because I'm at work. I find these things, and it's connected with your Spotify. You can cast inside of there, invite people, even in your like actual neighborhood. You can find out where people are, and they can come into your cast. But you can also play music, and even if you leave, you can keep it playing in the background. People can go into your cast and just listen to your music. Um, and then the last one I want to leave you with for this episode is Canva. I love Canva. If you know what Canva is, it's everything and then some. Never have you can do anything in Canva. Just today, I just happened to run across the fact I could record in Canva. Canva, what is there that you cannot do? Like create your art, like create. Well, if you know Canva is, you know what you can do. And I've yet to come across what you cannot do in there. You can create a website, create a media kit, goes on and on and on. You can cast in there too. I found out like a few months ago. I couldn't believe it. Don't know how I stumbled upon it, but I did. So it's so intense that I mean they have classes for the stuff. So Canva, kudos to you. Came a long way. I don't think anybody's gonna be topping you anytime soon. But so for all those ones I mentioned and then more to come, please go check them out. I'm going to try to find a way where I can make a list or give you my website. So, which should be in my profile, then I'll go and I'll just put all those down. So, if you ever want to check them out, ask me any questions because I don't just like download these things and just be like, oh, I download it. No, that's a lot of passwords and remembering things. But I actually have I participate. So, spreading myself thin. It's only one of me, but I try to give each one of them time. Um, so yeah, that's what I've got right now. I'm gonna go make sure I'm ready to eat. I will be trying to come back on here a lot more because even when Haps was like pixeling my face and stuff, Tony, I still was coming back. You know what I'm saying? So that must mean something. You know, but if it happens again, I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about this. But for the most part, I'm here. And everybody, I don't have to tell you about Haps because we're on it. But I will update you on Heckle. I know a lot of people on here are probably on Heckle because the person that hooked me up is on here. So this camera's making me like it's gonna look. Yeah, it's weird. I check out this. Maybe it's my lighting. It's like it's like dark here and lighter here. I don't like becoming aware of stuff like that because then it'll mess me up. Like that whole self awareness, and then you start thinking like you look weird. So like, don't even look at yourself when you're on camera. Just don't even look, because then you get distracted. Then you'll be late to your shows. Yeah. Anywho, so that's what I've got. But like I said, please check your children's social audio media because it's imperative that you do because the first time we ever even heard of a, some type of violence or suicide or a school shooting that was due to suicide, I mean, due to bullying, we should have been tackled that because obviously we haven't. You can find all the bylaws and it can say that in the Congress, in the Constitution, not even the Constitution, but the government or this Fed, somewhere, one of them, wherever they say that we don't stand for that here in this state, That's some bullshit. Because if that was the case, then why is these things happening and no one has had like some kind of a, this should be something coming out of somebody's mouth, like, national. Like, come on, what are we telling our kids? So that kind of bothers me a lot, a lot. So just know that anyone out here that keeps saying bullying is light and it's a little bullying is normal, I'm gonna try to be very nice, professional when I say this. Just because you can, don't mean you should share. Listen first, because it's not even a tad bit of bullying. First of all, what would be the point? I'll wait. Yeah, whoever said that, who, like, think, use your critical thinking. What good would it be for someone to be getting bullied? I heard somebody say that on a radio show one day as I was listening, and I had to get up on that radio show, and I did, and I had to school. I had to tell them, and they really didn't have no idea because they was because some people think that in their time, however they dealt with it, it was just normal. That's not normal, not even a little bit. And anybody ever wants to tell me that bullying is healthy or give me the negative side or how it's never gonna go away, yeah, I don't want you on here because I'm all about solutions. Okay, I don't need negative Debbie Downers. Okay, these are our kids we're talking about, and then as soon as anybody, I don't get it. These are things that are really happening, and this is what they're doing. And there's no finger pointing, especially if you don't know their situation. Um, I see that's a trend here. I know in America, just people just jumping in other people's lanes, dropping their 2 cents. I always say everybody has opinions like they got assholes. Excuse my language, but it's true. It's all about the intent of why you're sharing, and if you have any solutions or answers to, this is where I sit with this before I go. Something you just can't get rid of because you got crappy people, and usually they learn these things from the home. That's what we're looking at right now today. When you look at all the people that are really screwing some stuff up, you have to realize this is someone that was a kid, and that's what happens when you let stuff like that slide by. It's never good, never good, so it's not normal. It but don't get me wrong, with bullies, that's some sort of pain too, or redirected type of behavior. And a lot of times they're being bullied at home or something's going on. So just know, parents, pay close attention because we know I work in schools. That's not even just because you work in schools. 9 times out of 10, it's how somebody was raised and what they were around. So get your kids under wrap because if you don't, what if somebody decides they don't want to deal with that bully anymore and get scared? Those things have happened too. So let's just start thinking outside the box and let's stop waiting till stuff affects us to say something or even care. I think they call that empathy, stuff like that. But thank you for tuning in. Much love always. I'll be back soon. And everybody stay safe, stay in your own lane. Remember, everybody can make their own choices and decisions in their lives. And let's start helping one another versus finding even more ways to argue and separate. All right, peace. It helps. So I'm trying to get up out of here. I try to do it all smooth. It's all good. It's all good.